Welcome back to our channel. I feel like I'm giving you guys a little bit of a Brits brew vibe right now. Actually, the past few months I've gotten a lot of comments saying that you guys miss Brits brew and you want me to bring it back. And looking back in the moment when I was making my Brits brew videos, even though I didn't really make that many, I think I probably made like a little bit less than 10, but looking back I felt like nobody really enjoyed those videos until I stopped doing them. I love doing them because it was an outlet. I was able to share my opinions and thoughts with you guys, but I think a lot of you guys enjoyed them because you could either relate, or you can also hear my thoughts about different topics and controversial topics and subjects. Maybe I'll bring it back one day, but in the meantime, I'm gonna give you a little taste right now of Brits brew because I got my coffee here, and this is a time where you can pause the video, go grab yourself some coffee, some tea. We might be spilling a little bit of tea. I felt so wrong saying that. And or food, drink, whatever you want to get. And we are going to answer some questions. I love doing Q&As because you guys get to know me a little bit better. I get to answer questions that you guys have. And I know I'm not able to answer everybody's questions on a daily saying hi to everybody. I'm not able to answer everybody's questions on a daily basis. So this is a great way to knock out some questions that we've been getting. Are you ready to answer some questions? It's crazy because I look at myself in the viewfinder and I look at Scarlett next to me. Like sometimes when we're next to each other, I'm like, she doesn't even look, I mean, okay, I don't mean this in a mean way, but she does have some features of me, but I feel like we are total opposites because she looks so much like Frank. In my opinion, she looks so much like Frank. Let's look, see? Look. Okay, I do see some similarities, but at the same time, there's such a contrast. A lot of people ask where the red hair comes from. Doesn't come from my side of the family. Nobody in my family that I can think of. I even asked my grandma, unless it's on my dad's side, but my dad's adopted, so we don't really know that side of the family. Nobody's had red hair. And then Frank's family, they have a few redheads, and that's where it came from. Even like Frank, when he grew out his beard, and even sometimes if he grows out his mustache, you could see like hints of red. It's like more a strawberry blonde. It's not true ginger material, but you can definitely see the red in there. All right, guys, we're gonna start this Q&A. I had to set Scarlett down to distract her with her toys. So if you guys hear any noise, that's Scarlett. I apologize ahead of time. I'm trying to fit this in. I have to fit in filming when I can. I just realized I have less than an hour to film this before Aria gets home, and I have to wake up Harlow from her nap. And I haven't mentioned this yet, but I'm not gonna hold back in this Q&A. I'm gonna answer truthfully, honestly, as always, but I want to be more candid. That's the word. So we're gonna start this Q&A with a really good question. What's something you wish you could show all of your followers? There's multiple things that I wish I could show. Sometimes I wish I could show more of the candid moments with the kids when they're throwing tantrums, they're cocking an attitude, just so people can see that my kids are just like anybody else's kids. And I get comments all the time about how well behaved my kids are, and they are. They're really well behaved, but they still are like any other kid. They throw tantrums, they give me a really hard time, they don't listen to me, they disobey, they have some issues and struggles with school. So I wish I could show that, but at the same time, I'm not going to put those moments on the internet just because I know one day my kids might see that and they might hate me or resent me for it, which I guess kind of goes to the topic with how are they going to feel about YouTube when they're older. That is a whole different topic in itself, but I do wish I could show those moments, or maybe more behind the scenes on YouTube itself, like editing, filming, responding to emails, like I guess more like work related stuff that you guys don't really get to see behind the scenes that only we get to see. Me and Frank were actually talking about this the other day in a vlog. We wish we could show more of our banter with each other, and we had to talk about that, about being more open and candid. I got mixed responses about that. I think it comes down to how much we feel comfortable sharing certain things. We show our real everyday life to an extent. I mean, there's some things you can't put on the internet, or some things that you don't want people to see, but maybe we want to be a little bit more candid with you guys. You have to wait and see. Will you be having a big wedding celebration this year? Maybe they mean next year. Will we be having our wedding next year? All right, so here's the plan. I need to start wedding planning now. Right now, if I want to have a wedding next year, I need to plan now, and we're planning on having it in November, which honestly Frank was a little against. He was like, why not have it on the day that we got married, which was June 30th? But I don't want to have a spring wedding. I want to have a fall wedding. So probably next November. Like I said, I need to start planning now because I want to give myself a year to plan a wedding. First things first is we have to go look at a venue, because you really can't plan anything. I mean, I don't even have a wedding planner. I don't even know what I'm doing. I do know that we need to go look at venues and get that set up and plan that, because then you can plan a lot around your venue, how many people are coming, you know, just everything you'll need. There's different packages and things like that. So that is probably going to be coming soon. I haven't even planned anything, and I feel hesitant to say to expect wedding videos, but I mean, I don't know, maybe we'll have to put it off another year, but I want to start planning it soon. And I know some people might ask, well, are you going to celebrate the day you got married or the day that you have your wedding ceremony? The wedding ceremony is mainly to celebrate with families and friends, so that's just kind of like the wedding ceremony and reception, but we will always consider June 30th as our anniversary. This is a good one. As a mom of 4, how do you not lose your mind some days? The screaming / fighting must get to you. Does it get to mommy? Oh my gosh, does it get to me? Especially Harlow and Nolan when they fight, because Harlow will scream at, she's ruthless. First of all, she is so ruthless, so she doesn't give no bleep. She don't care, so she'll scream and yell back. Nolan will too, but they just really are head to head with each other lately. I feel like they all go through phases. So sometimes it's Aria and Harlow that have issues. There was a phase where Harlow was always going into Aria's room, and then, you know, Nolan and Aria fighting. Actually, they're the ones that get along the most right now, and Harlow and Nolan are the ones that are having the most issues with each other. And as much as I try to tune it out and let them work it out, but most of the time I have a million and one things running through my head, and the last thing I want to hear is them fighting and screaming and arguing with each other. And most of the time I'm like, stop it right now, stop the fighting. So I don't even know how I'm not losing my mind every now and then. It's just, I kind of just roll with the punches, go with the flow, and I do lose my mind sometimes, multiple times a day. Every day is different, but I think the days that Frank's gone for 24 hours and it's just me with the 4 kids, like trying to film this video right now, those days are the hardest. It's just at this point you get so used to it all. I'm getting a lot of wedding questions, and of course a lot of people wanting to know if we are going to have another baby. That's always a question that people want to know, I think, for anybody, especially when you already have 4 kids. If you're gonna have any more kids, maybe we should FaceTime Frank really quick and get his response. No, what are you doing?
Oh no, we just scared some of the city electrical workers.
Oh my god.
We've been trying to scare Cody all day.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you thought it was him?
Yeah, we thought it was him. And we walked out the bathroom, Cody was worried. Dave was like, "Rah!" And he said the guy was like, "Oh gosh."
Oh no. I am filming a Q&A right now.
Oh.
So I put you on the spot, huh?
Hey people.
So I just got a question that I wanted to include. Oh, you guys, just pretend Frank is right here.
Yeah, I'm right here.
So question.
Yeah.
What do you think is like everybody's question that they're wanting to know, that they're asking?
Baby.
And?
Maybe.
Maybe right now. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to include Frank in that because I wanted you guys to hear it from him. So we don't know when we're gonna have another baby. People will hold on to everything you say. They'll be like, oh, remember that one time that you said you were gonna wait 5 years? At that time, that's where my thoughts were. I think we've shifted a little bit, a lot. This is our thought process. If we're going to have another one, this is not to sound bad or in a negative connotation, but if we're gonna have another one, get it out of the way and not wait. I'm telling you guys right now, and I told Frank the same thing, I will get my tubes tied after our next baby. Like 100%, I am getting my tubes tied. There's no questions about it. If he wants to get snipped, he can get snipped. But I know for sure, because I'm not taking any chances, I am going to get my tubes tied. And that's my final answer. So when we'll have another baby, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is that we're no longer leaving it in our hands. Like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we're not actively trying. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Whew, I know that's probably gonna stir up a lot of controversy, but that's okay. Another great question, are you in your forever home? So the house that we are in now is not our forever home. We love this house so much. You guys know we built this house and it is our home. I feel like it's home for the first time in a really long time. I feel like I'm in somewhere that is home. Like this is our house, but at the same time, I know this is not our forever home. We will most likely build again, and we want to build on land and at least a couple acres or an acre. We want to have our own land and build our house on it and have a place where our kids can grow up until they're out of the house, and then probably Frank and I will downsize. So I don't know for sure, again, because you know anything can happen, but our next house will probably be our forever home, or at least our forever home until the kids are out of the house. How do you balance mom life and being a wife while doing YouTube full time? Girl, I have no idea. Honestly, I don't even feel like I'm balancing it. I feel like at this point, I'm just taking each day as it comes and just getting as much stuff as I can done in one day and just doing stuff as I go. I guess a lot of multitasking. I need to have some kind of schedule. I really do. I need to get back into using my planner, making a to-do list. I thrive whenever I have a to-do list. It's so satisfying getting everything done. At least I know what to do and I can prioritize each day and what needs to be done. And honestly, I've said this time and time again, but Frank, I don't even know what I would do without Frank, because he helps me out so much, and I am thankful that he is home 2 days, even though he is gone for 24 hours, 2 to 3 times a week. I am glad for the 2 days that he is home, because I could not do all of this without him. I really could not. And I have discussions about this with Frank. Sometimes I wish that we could just do this full time, all the time, me and him, and both be home. But I know Frank, he loves his job. He loves it so much. And I would never ask him to quit his job ever, even though it's hard sometimes. And YouTube and being a stay-at-home mom are both full-time jobs. They both take a lot of my time, and I often feel very guilty for doing YouTube and being a stay-at-home mom, because I feel like it takes a lot away from my kids, even though it'd be the same if they were going to daycare. It's hard because I'm there, I'm present, but I sometimes can't be fully present in a sense. Like I'm physically present, but sometimes I'm not mentally present. So that's hard, balancing that, because I want to, you know, I want to spend quality time with my kids, but I also know I have to work and I need to get back to emails, and I just have a list of things that I need to do. It's hard. It's definitely hard. And I know I'm not comparing it to the moms out there that work, you know, 40 plus hours a week and they're gone away, because I can only imagine what that's like. No matter which way you spin it, and everybody's situation is different, just juggling work life, mom life, everything, just life in general, it's tough. How do you get any sleep with a baby and 3 other kids? I don't get any sleep. I told you I'm gonna be open and honest in this video, okay? What's the tea between you and Danny? So I know some people might be wanting me to spill some drama, but honestly, there's no tea to spill. It's a normal thing in life for people to naturally grow apart. Not everybody is meant to be friends with somebody forever, you know, to have somebody in their life forever. And that's totally fine. It's totally fine for people to grow apart. Honestly, if I saw her in public or at the store, or if we were at a birthday party, whatever the situation may be, I'm still gonna be like, hey, what's up? It's just that we just grew away from each other and we just kind of stopped talking to each other. Of course, we did have a conversation about, you know, what is going on with our friendship and everything. There was a conclusion. I honestly don't have any bad feelings towards her at all. She's actually about to have her third baby, a little girl, so you guys definitely go check out her channel. Why isn't Aria in the vlogs as much? This is also a really good question. Well, every single question, you guys have really good questions, but this is a good question. I do get comments sometimes like, I haven't seen Aria that much in the videos, or why is Aria in the videos as much? I feel like she honestly doesn't mind it, but there are times where I could tell like she does not want to be filmed. I also think it's her age too. You know, she's getting that very impressionable age right now. She's hanging out with friends more. There's a group of neighborhood kids that are all around the same age as Aria, and every day after school they immediately want to go outside, play with each other, you know, go into friends' houses, or they're coming here. So that part I tried to keep as private as possible, but she's just like any kid her age. She wants to go outside and play. She wants to be with her friends. She doesn't want to stay inside and have me film her. So I just try to film her when I can, or when the moment feels right. I think that's what I try to remind myself all the time to do. Like, don't pick up the camera, don't force yourself to film until it feels right, or in the moment you want to, if that makes sense. She has told her friends that I make YouTube videos, so I think some of her friends or some people from school watches our videos, so she's very proud of it and wants to share and be involved in that way. But when it comes to, you know, playing and things like that, she doesn't want to stay inside and film with me. She wants to go outside. Whereas Scarlett, I could film her all day because she's with me all the time and she's a baby. I want to be able to film her more and get more footage of her so I can look back and document it now, so I can come back and look on these memories. But at the same time, I have to respect whenever she wants to be filmed. Anytime I ask you guys to ask questions for Q&A, I do get a lot of questions about the kids' dads. I think mainly a lot of people want to know what the status is right now, how everything's going. And I get why a lot of people are curious and want to know how he's doing. I will say he never minded the kids being filmed or them being in the vlogs now. It was just never his thing. He just, I could tell he just never wanted to be a part of it. As far as custody, he has them every other weekend from Friday night to Sunday night, and then on the off weekends he has them Sunday. So he has them every Sunday regardless, but on the off weekends I only have the kids for Saturday. So he spends majority of the time with them on the weekend. And as far as co-parenting, I would say we're in a good place. We actually just talked about this the other weekend when we dropped off the kids. He said, you know, I appreciate you guys he said something like, I appreciate us all working together. And Frank was there too. They're not friends by any means, but we can all be civil and work with each other as a team. And we told him that's how it should be, because in the beginning it was really, really rough and rocky. That's why we had to go to court to begin with. At first we had like a mutual agreement and we didn't even want to have to take it to court, even though a lot of you guys suggested me to do otherwise, just so everything's set on paper. But in the end, that just did not end up working out like we wanted it to. There was discrepancies and there was, you know, fighting and arguing, not agreeing. So in the end, the best interest for the kids, best interest for us was to go to court, get a custody agreement out. Well, we first had to go to lawyers and then go to court to finalize it, and get it finalized, get it on paper. That way there's no discrepancies anymore, and this is what we have to follow. Of course, we can go off of it if we want to, if we agree to go off of the custody schedule. But if there's ever any questions, or, you know, when you're supposed to have the kids, when you're not supposed to have the kids, at least it's there on paper and we can't really say anything about it. So I would say overall co-parenting is pretty good right now. And to be completely honest, it is not perfect at all. We're not all holding hands, skipping underneath a rainbow in a field of unicorns. We're just in a very mutual, civil, co-parenting position right now. And at the end of the day, all of us involved want what's best for the kids. All right, guys, so I'm gonna answer one more question, and that's probably gonna wrap it up for this Q&A. This is a good question because even though Frank's not here and he can't talk for himself or answer for himself. Oh, did you poo-poo? Oh, did you poop? Oh, okay, you guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna wrap this question up because, so I don't think Frank would ever admit this, and he can't be here to answer this for himself, but I can definitely tell and sense that the kids test it with Frank. They do test it with Frank, and I can even tell with him that he struggles a little bit with discipline. And you know, we've talked about discipline and how we should discipline the kids, and he definitely, not just him, like family members and his family members, honestly it takes a village to raise children. I encourage anybody in our life close to us to discipline our kids. Of course there's boundaries, but you know, discipline them if they are doing something they're supposed to do or not listening. So the same thing applies with Frank. You know, I don't want them to walk all over him or take advantage of him because he isn't their biological dad. I mean, he is their stepdad and active person or role in their life. So you know, there obviously has to be mutual respect there. And just like with me and the kids, like there has to be respect. You know, you're not gonna walk all over me. You know, if you aren't doing something or not listening, you know, you're gonna have things taken away, privileges taken away, or time out. It's not a walk in the park though. I feel like it can be very challenging, more challenging on some days than others, of course. Some days are easier, but yeah, we do have some struggles with discipline sometimes. There's some push and pull. There's definitely some push and pull. I feel like being a blended family, we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot about each other, and we've learned a lot of different ways on how to handle things, if that makes sense. And we're still learning. We're still learning every single day. But I think that is my cue, you guys. I think Aria is about to walk in the door in 3, 2, 1. Did you have a good day? Did you have a good day at school? Do you want to say hi to everybody really quick before I end it?
Wait, why?
I'm already done with my video. I've already filmed it. This is towards the end. Do you just want to say hi really quick?
Yeah.
You say hi.
Hi. Yeah, I saw that.
Mm.
Do super duper 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 quick books.
Super duper quick books?
Oh, you know that was the
Is
one?
that you?
That was the one and the princess one. See, I'll show you.
Is that you trying to say that you want to hurry and read and go play outside?
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. Maybe future breadthrough videos. We will see you guys in our next video. Bye.